The year is 1925 and some lucky people are travelling in style across the highest mountain plateau in Northern Europe. A pinnacle of sophistication in its day. The Bergensbanen railway linking Oslo to Bergen was an engineering marvel when it opened in 1909, conquering some of Europe's most challenging terrain. But equally impressive was this. The service road built in 1902 to support the railway's construction. Today, this road has a new purpose, not for industrial use, but as a cycling paradise. Known as Rallarvegen, spans 80 kilometers between Haugastøl and Myrdal, over awe-inspiring mountainous landscape. In 2024, an estimated 25,000 riders took on this iconic route. Yet remarkably, over 95% stopped at the 80-kilometer mark or less. You see, you must understand that Rallarvegen is just the beginning. With a little bit of planning, you can turn these 80 kilometers into a 300-kilometer cycling loop that few know about. In this video, we'll take you beyond the trail to explore a hidden 250-year-old road, a 1,000-year-old church, and landscapes sculpted by millions of years of geological wonder. Together, they form one of Europe's most breathtaking cycling experiences. So if you're planning to cycle Rallarvegen, think of it as your appetizer to an even greater feast.
It's quite an engineering masterpiece from well over 200 years ago. I could literally just sit here like all day and just stare at the water. I'm making a movie. I'm making a movie about how incredible it is to cycle in Norway.
So it's early September 2022, with a free weekend and settled weather in the mountains. I decided to tackle the new National Cycle Route number 4. Starting in Oslo, I took the early morning train to Haugastøl, the starting point of Rallarvegen, and cycled the 80-kilometer gravel path to Flåm. From there we crossed the mighty Aurlandsfjellet to Myrdal, and then on Sunday I rode the historic Kongevegen and Fanitullvegen routes across the mountains and then down to Aurl. You then have an option to complete the 325-kilometer loop back to Haugastøl, and the total climbing is around 5,000 meters.
And oh boy, you can feel it straight away getting off the train here. Leg warmers are on. It's about 10 degrees. I was just thinking it was going to be warmer, but I always underestimate the Norwegian mountains. But I've got plenty of warm clothing with me. Alright, so cycling route 4. Let's give it a go, show you what it's all about, and maybe you will cycle it one day as well.
Straight off the bat, the landscape opens up and the main road that runs through Haugastøl seems a million miles away. You'll feel you're going into the wilderness, but you'll be amazed of the small cabins along the road, some selling hot drinks and food. The first section is very kids friendly and expect to see families on the trail for a day ride between the train stops.
It's nice that there are so few people here, and you can get to regions that are completely lost, something that doesn't exist in Germany. And this is a highlight with the no cars, the snow and the glacier thereon. So and it's I love it setting the tent somewhere in the nature, which is possible in Norway. We just slept up there. And it's This is something you can't get anywhere else.
So for the first 30 kilometers from Haugastøl to Finse, the road is reasonably flat. You know, a few ups and downs, but it's mainly flat. It's in pretty good damn condition. But the road starts to deteriorate after Finse, gets a little bit harder. And we've got some climbing up to 1,350 meters, something like that. And then it's a gradual descent down to Myrdal. And then it is a drop down to Flåmdalen Valley. So a lot to do, but it's just 100% beautiful all the way, basically. Oh my God, look at the glaciers, guys, look at the glaciers. Oh. Wow. So we're just coming into Finse, this small little community, 1,200 meters above sea level, something like that. Mountain hut cabin over here. This is Finse's DNT hitter. I did a video not so long ago about how amazing Norway's mountain cabins are. So this one here, you've got the glacier views, got food there, restaurant, everything in there. It's really, really nice. So a good place to stay. And of course we're going to crack on. Hello. Train station here as well. So I think this is the highest train station in Norway. So this hotel's been here since 1909. Incredible.
So after Finse, the road gets a bit rocky in places, but the views just keep on giving. And as mentioned before, a lot of people cycle this route, including a lot of inexperienced cyclists. So if you're looking to power through the landscape, you'll need to set off early, as at times there is traffic to navigate.
How clear it is. And this lake, I mean, I could literally just sit here like all day and just stare at the water. I know that sounds a bit weird, but I'm just fascinated by how pure and clean it is. I think there's a danger sign, not because the road is dangerous, but because there's this incredible waterfall cascading here, and you might be looking at that too much and then come off the road. I think that's what the sign's there for. This road is, you just never bring enough GoPro batteries. Seriously, I've got a long way to go today and I'm running out of battery already and I just can't stop recording. So there is a Flåm zip line and viewpoint here where you can basically put your bike onto the zip line and yourself and get taken all the way down to the bottom, so you don't have to go down this really steep gravel part. It's open throughout the season and I've never taken it myself. I've always just gone down the gravel part, but it's a great option if you want a bit bit more of a fun way to go down. Hi.
Do you have a booking?
No.
Okay.
Is it? Do you have to book or?
Yeah. Let's see. How many are you?
Just me.
Just you? I'm sorry, it's too late.
Cool. No problem. Your brakes are going to get cooked going down here. Excuse me. Thank you. Alrighty, so we are heading to Flåm. We're about 20 kilometers away and it's mainly downhill now. I mean, it's a beautiful day today and the sun is still high in the sky, but the sun has disappeared because we're literally at the bottom of this incredibly deep valley. Everywhere you go in Norway, it's just like wow factor. Oh, tunnel, lights, no lights. You know, there's more waterfalls down this valley than there is people that live here. Have a look at this one. Check it out.
The fjord village of Flåm is the end point for most people, and it's easy to jump on the train and head back to Haugastøl. But for us, the journey has only just begun.
We've got 1,350 meters of climbing to do, 50 k's. So the climbing has begun, and the views have just gone horrible now, absolutely horrible. I'm to the point where I'm trying to just close my eyes, it's that bad. Have a look at this. Oh God.
Scenic route Aurlandsfjellet is one of Norway's premium climbs. 16 kilometers from sea level to 1,300 meters with an average gradient of 8%. And a total of 24 kilometers to the highest point at 1,316 meters. At the 500 meter mark lies Steggastein, one of Norway's most impressive lookout points. Just make sure you don't go overboard.
Meters above sea level. 350 to go.
The toughest part of the climb is this barren stretch, which could use better signage for motivation and guidance. I've been working with the Norwegian Scenic Routes to install cycle-friendly signs, a prototype of which shows elevation, distance to the top and the average gradient of that section. These are expected by summer 2025. Stay tuned and give us a thumbs up if you like the design.
Alright, now it's the ups and downs across the mountain.
At the summit there is a flat 12 kilometers before a 15 kilometer descent to Myrdal. In September I ran out of daylight and descended in darkness. But don't worry, I filmed it.
God. We arrived, it is 10:15 in the evening. We've got a room C19. Well, good morning from Myrdal. Second part of the journey begins today, 140 kilometers, 2,500 meters of climbing. As you can see, definitely no flat roads around here. Myrdal is situated at the very end of Fjorden. So this is seawater right here, and we're probably about 200 kilometers from the coast. But we're not going this way. We're heading this way. We're heading into the valley now. It's this incredible valley that is so deep. I mean, you saw yesterday all the valleys. Just more and more incredible valleys through here. And yeah, I'll show you what it's like, guys. So let's go while the sun is shining. All right, beautiful little road to begin with.
What I'm about to show you is a phenomenal historic route. Built in 1793, this is Norway's first designated horse-drawn carriage road, connecting the two large cities of Oslo and Bergen. The most famous part of it runs through this valley. Now, you can't cycle it all, you have to be on the main road a little bit and then on a lot of side roads, but the parts you can cycle are phenomenal, and it takes you back hundreds of years. If you want to experience it all, you can hike it. It's around 100 kilometers from Myrdal to Vang. We're just going to experience half of it, but my goodness, you're in for a treat.
So just up here is the really old road. I'm on the old road built in the 20th century. And then this one was built in the 18th century. And oh my God, it just looks frightening. Very narrow and very steep in places, especially over the top here. It's like a ski slope. So that's where the horses and carriages used to go over. I guess that was the only place to build a road back then, because you can see here, obviously, they've carved through all the rock. But that is quite an engineering masterpiece from well over 200 years ago.
The first time I went down this road, I flew past the best detour you can do in Norway. I had no idea it was there. It's called Rallarvegen, and it is the steepest part of the old 18th century road. It was that steep that most horses couldn't get up it, so they put in an extra corner, but even then they really struggled. It's over 25% in places. It lasted 30 years, and then eventually they built a much easier route which followed the river. But it's been preserved for over 230 years, and it's in the middle of nowhere. It's such an incredible road just to witness. Don't fly past it. And just further down the valley is something older than that road. In fact, a lot older. Built in the 12th century, this is Borgundstave Church, probably the most historic and beautiful church in Norway. This one you won't miss.
Okay, so just seeing where I'm going now. There's one steep section coming up.
So we have to say goodbye to Kongevegen and jump onto the main 52 road over the mountains to Myrdal. Now this won't be for everyone's liking, there'll be a few trucks going past you at times and the climb is tough, but once you get to the top there's a beautiful gravel road along the plateau and it is absolutely stunning on the right day.
We're going down, my friends, we're going down. Myrdal, here we come. Okay, so we are here, and I was hoping to take that ski lift up to here. Instead I've got to do this blue line now. Look at that. I've got to do all that up to here, and then it's over the mountains and down to a place called Aurlandsfjellet, if I'm pronouncing that correct here, and then that's where I'm taking the train back to Oslo. So yeah, we're going over here, baby, and it's called Fanitullvegen. That's the name of the route. Great name, great name. So the average is around 9 to 10% right now. We've done 600 meters and that ski lift is just teasing me. And I could be on that right now, just cruising up there to the top. Right, a little bit flatter up here.
I'm not going to lie to you, that was a horrible climb to get to the top. But if you're here in July and August, the ski lift will be working if you prefer the easier option. Unfortunately, it's September and everything was closed. But we made it, and look at the views.
So yeah, it's been a great 2 days. It really has, like, epic scenery all the way, just not one boring part. Very tough with the climbing, but worth it. So many rewards, so many incredible views, so many memories. So just push on now, down to the train station and enjoy a nice cold drink.
Fanitullvegen is a hidden gem. It's another spectacular mountain gravel route that so few people know about. In fact, no one else was on this road. You may very well have it all to yourself. Now I know there's going to be a lot of questions, and I've already preempted that by creating 2 incredible pages on cyclenorway.com. Sign up for a free user and you're going to get all the lowdown you want to know about this route. Don't just cycle Rallarvegen, explore further. Use the website because you're going to find an incredible amount of routes on there, many of which you may have not known even existed.